Can you tell us, for a lot of the people who aren't familiar with you and your solo career in Canada, what's your most proud accomplishments within the Canadian music industry is?
Well, you could easily list. I have a couple of Juno Awards from the 13 nominations I've had,
Which is like a Canadian Grammy.
That's right. So that's kind of a thing. And there was even a Juno Award. There's another thing called the SOCAN Performing Rights Society. I have a good number of Performing Rights Society, Song of the Year things. I have one classic status song, Moonlight Desires. That's where it's had over 100,000 plays on Canadian radio.
Moonlight desires on me, they want me, they want me. These moonlight desires on me, you're sending.
So Moonlight Desires had reached classic status. I think the biggest thing is that six singles made it to number one, and at various parts of the country during their release. And Strange Animal made it to number one. So I mean that needed to be celebrated, and that had 3 number one singles. So that needed to be kind of acknowledged, and that's from that era with Styx. We've played 2 Super Bowls. We've played Wembley Arena, a couple of years ago. We've played, around the world, as I said, about 4 times. And we've consistently been in the top grossing tours in America now for over 10 years. So those are the accomplishments. And, I somehow danced my way through a life in music to this point, and I'm hoping I can continue doing it.
Well, those are great accomplishments, and you deserve so much more, to be totally honest, from our standpoint.
Well, I actually feel really fortunate the way my career has gone, because it's been like it's continued to kind of build and build, and people are discovering my older music today, and that's a fantastic thing. And I see how Tommy and JY and Chuck, they're so thrilled with the fact that old things that they did in the 70s and early 80s have been embraced. And Rock Band, I might even get a song on Rock Band. You're a Strange Animal might make it.
You're a strange animal, that's what I know. But you're a strange animal, I've got to follow.
You had said that you had opened for Styx in '97,
Yeah.
and then shortly after that, how long after that did you get the call to join the band, and what was the reaction you had on the phone and then off the phone?
Well, I got the call to join the band in 1997, 2 years later. After I finished the 2 shows I did with the band, though, it was the New Montreal Forum, the Molson's, now it's a Bell Center, it could be something else by now, and also in the old Quebec Colisée. Well, it's the fact that the audience knew all the songs and were singing along, and I was playing solo piano that caught the band's attention. And I was unaware of their backstage dramas and how many years that had been ongoing. And it's funny because I remember Tommy saying to me, we got to work together more in the future somehow. And that, a couple of years went by before he even called. But in the interim, there was one strange little extra occurrence. I got invited by the Spencer family to play this solo piece at the opening of Princess Diana's memorial in Althorpe. So I was playing with it was the London Symphony, essentially. We're playing this piece of music called Healing Waters, and Todd Sucherman, Styx drummer, was there playing with another act that day. There was Duran Duran was on the bill, and Krista Berg. Who else was there? Oh, it was like Cliff Richard. It was like a lot of English, British royalty.
That's good company.
It was great company, and I was on the bill, and so he saw me playing again, and he went. Apparently, he spoke to them and said, "I just saw that guy again that played with us in Montreal, and he just played with London Symphony here, and there was about 20,000 people, and he got and so there was that little tale that kind of added into it. So it became that somehow I came up in their conversation when they finally made the decision in 1999 that they wanted to tour with a new member of the band, and so that's how I became the new member.
Excellent. You got the call. They asked you, and then did you go like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it! They called me."
Part of me thought, good choice.
Oh,
No, I did, but I thought I think I can do this. But I remember the first thing I did was, before I get too cocky or, too, overly confident.
Cock on.
Yeah, to quote Greg. No, I went down to a record store in the Beaches in Toronto and got a copy of Grand Illusion just to check if I had the same vocal range, because I knew they'd want me to sing the Dennis DeYoung parts. And I realized, no, I do have that vocal range, and I sat at the piano and sang the songs for about an hour. So I called JY back, because initially Tommy called me, and then JY, he left me JY's number, James Young, and I called JY back about an hour later, and I said, I think I can sing these songs. He said, "Oh yeah, we have a good feeling about you being in the band. Could you come to Los Angeles?"
We'll start you minimum wage.
That's right. Yes, Canadian minimum wage, which was great because it was paid in American dollars, which back then was about 50 cents Canadian. So things were very good at first. Are we okay? Yeah, that's security there, holding back the throng. Yeah.
They're looking for Gowan instead of Lawrence Gowan.
Oh man, we fooled him again.
Actually, that's really weird, because all I ever want to do is call you Gowan, because that's when you grew up in Canada, that's what you hear. And then everybody's calling him Lawrence Gowan. I'm going, that doesn't sound right. Larry Gowan doesn't sound right.
No.
So, I mean, Gowan's cool?
Gowan is very cool. It's like if you're talking to the guy who's the solo artist, I'm known as Gowan, although in the 90s, in 1993, I put out a record called
You Can Call Me Larry.
Lawrence Gowan, but you can call me Larry. It's always been a way to keep one step ahead of people who categorize you as being in the past.
Where do you see Styx going? What do you plan on accomplishing with the next studio material?
Well, the next studio material, we've actually recorded a new old record, because what we've done is we've taken the greatest hits and we're going to do them with this band, because we've played more shows in the last 11 years, and we're at nearly 1,500 shows now. That's more than they ever even played in their strongest years when these records came out.